Okay, thank you. Good morning. Hello, everyone. So some public announcements next week. We have our Ulaanbaatar celebration, a celebration of filial piety, where we get together and create blessings for our ancestors and our parents alike. So you're most welcome to join us to celebrate Ulaanbaatar. Okay. Let's see. Any other announcements we need to make? Again, this COVID thing here is put a monkey wrench in our work. So no relics exhibit this year. Probably cancel for the foreseeable future. All right. Also, since next week is Ulaanbaatar, and also right after that is a couple of our guests will be leaving us, Ray and what's the name again? I forgot. I've called it by so many names. Concubine. She insists on being called first wife, and so forth. So both of them are leaving. Yes, Ray, you're leaving on the 25th. You're going back to up north, Seattle. Huh? The 20th? So you're leaving this week? Oh, wow. So, and then right after that, on the next, the following Monday, Jumi will be leaving us as well. All right. And so we won't have a chance to say goodbye to them next weekend. We'll be probably too busy. I wonder if Ray or Jumi would like to share anything with us. Ray is going back to Seattle, yes, where he's working for Microsoft, for a large software company. And he changed his mind. He was on his way back to China to practice filial piety, to take care of his parents. And something happened along the way. He decided to stay here, because this is probably a better place to practice filial piety for now. Very good. So young people of his age are so lucky in that they're able to get some insights into these important matters. I didn't know anything myself about filial piety until I was in my 40s, past half of my life, and have no clues what that meant, even rejected that as well. Nor did I know anything about Pureland and rebirth and so forth. You get so used to suffering in life since your early years that you take it for granted in this world that we're supposed to suffer, so what's the big deal? So anyway, so he decided to stay here, so we're very happy that you're staying here. So what's your experience and what have you learned? Would you like to share with us? And someone calls Jumi and asked her to come up here and say goodbye. Okay. First of all, I know that you all have been very nice to both of them, been very hospitable to both of them. This is what we're about. This is our spirit. When we have a chance, we practice kindness. Who better to practice kindness with than the newcomers, okay? Whether they're here temporarily or the first-timers as well. This is what we're about. The mindset is to practice kindness to everyone that we have a chance to interact with. And in particular, more and more people will be coming in a trickle, of course, won't be that many at one time, but when you see new people coming, and this is a chance really to practice our kindness and embrace them for whatever they are, including the children. You go to a typical temple, I'm proud to say that, and that the adults would be frowning at children running around and making noises, but we're not, because we can embrace them. You see, I personally like it when I see children running around the Buddha hall, running around at all, because they have a lot of energy they need to spend. So when they run around in the Buddha hall, it's pretty safe. And they listen to the Dharma, listen to the chanting, so it elevates the soul as well. So it's a good thing for them. So why would we adults who really love children, most of you like children, right? I think so, yeah, okay. So why wouldn't you be glad that they're so good for them? It's very beneficial for them. Oh, thank you. Oh, by the way, in case you haven't noticed, this is wife number one. So you know that we like those. You give you a chance to say a few things. Does she understand English? Anyway, so part of the practice is to embrace people for who they are, in particular children. They can understand so much. Let them be themselves. And the reason most temples, most people are scared and are strict with the children, wouldn't allow them to roam around the Buddha hall, is because they're afraid, and they have a good reason for it. That the children, when they make noises like that, they're creating offenses, okay, and destroys the religious spirit of the way place, the Buddha hall in particular. But we're not afraid of that. We are not afraid that they will create offenses. Why not? Because it falls upon my shoulders, upon the abbot's shoulders, okay, that if the children create offenses, it's up to the abbot to decide what to do with it. For us, all abbots are taught to shoulder their burden so that they won't get in trouble at all. Their offenses will be eradicated. Oh, by the way, that's only possible in Mahayana temples. That's why you go to Hinayana temples, be careful. They can't. Okay? They cannot help eradicate the repercussions from creating offenses like that. So be careful. Okay? But in our temple, rest assured that we take care of him so that he won't get in trouble while he'll be accruing blessings and so forth. And hopefully you adults who do not like children get to learn how to like them. I never liked children, so I speak from experience. I never liked children because I could not control them. Would you imagine? How can you control children? That's impossible. And I used to be a control freak. If I cannot control you, I don't want you. Sounds familiar? You women who want to control your husbands? Huh? Or men? Men don't like to control their wives at all, do we? Never, right? But Yumi likes to control her husband. Yes? Am I correct? Huh? She treat me like a queen, like a princess. If you don't, you'll be sorry. Okay? So that's the attitude I saw in her when she first came. I said, I think when she first came, I was in San Jose. I said, look, who's that new face on the screen? It's so small, I couldn't tell who it was. And I got back here on Sunday. I said, the Korean dragon lady. Okay, so you see, would you like to say something? Ladies first. Now we have give. Look at Ray. He says, "Oh Lord, make sure she takes all the time in the world." Yes, give her a microphone, and see what she likes to share with us, her experiences. Besides going to all the nice restaurants you've been taking her, this lady here likes good food. Black 7. See, that's part of your training as well, to speak Dharma unprepared. So you have to be true to yourself. You say, I didn't know what to say. Then you say whatever crosses your mind. You see? You see how shallow your mind really is.
이렇게 말씀을 드리는 게 좋을 것 같습니다. 제가 경험한 것을 나누는데, 지금 그게 누가 통역해요? 네, 이렇게 말씀을 드리는 게 좀 좋을 것 같은데요. 저는 이제 23일 다음 주 월요일 날 한국으로 돌아가고, 제가 한국의 영화 스님의 한국 도량에서 수행을 하고 있는데, 어느 날 베트남 분이 이제 보산사에 오셨는데, 선출 붙일 때 그분은 이제 아란이 되고 싶다고 하면서 어떤 베트남 분이 오셨고, 그 베트남 분은 굉장히 이기적이고 교만하고 불친절하고 불평불만이 많은 사람이었는데, 그 사람을 어떻게 대해줘야 하는지 배울 수 있는 시간이었습니다. 감사합니다.
Who's translating? Huh?
Yes.
Samguk Sunim?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So on 23rd, I am going back to Korea. So during the 4th in Hanji, at the Jewel Mountain Temple, a Vietnamese came, and then he wanted to become an arahat, and he was very arrogant and has complained a lot and very unkind. And
Who came again? I'm sorry. Who came?
a Vietnamese came during the votes in Chanchi
In Korea.
in Korea at the Jewel Mountain Temple.
A Vietnamese person came actually to Korea temple. Okay, fine.
Yes, he was very arrogant and complained a lot and very unkind. And so this was a very good opportunity how to treat him. Like, if that's it.
약간 다시 말씀을 드리는 게 좋을 것 같은데, 영화 스님의 한국 도량인 보산사에 이제 저처럼 교만하고 불친절하고 불평불만이 많은 다른 방문객이 왔을 때, 제가 어떻게 여기 여러분들이 저에게 보여주신 친절과 배려와 그런 것들을 제가 그들에게 보답하겠다는 그런 뜻이었습니다.
Person like me, who's very arrogant, very unkind, and complain a lot, that kind of visitor come to Jewel Temple, then I can learn how to treat that kind of person. So I get many hospitality and warmth here. So maybe I can pay back like that.
First of all, you Korean Sunnis, you Korean people, like Lily, do you understand what she's talking about? This translation here, I'm just checking. Does anyone understand what Venerable Sangwoo is talking about? He just woke up or something? It's amazing because Jumi seems a lot more relaxed than Sangwook. So we just skip the translation, or actually on the way back yesterday, we listened to Sienna An's Dharma talk. She gave a talk to the Young Students Association of the Jogye Order in Seoul, in Jogye-sa, in the capital, and it's a big temple. And so they have a youth association here where the young people they gather together to practice Buddhism and so forth. And she gave them a talk for about an hour, and she sent us the video. So as Chung-in was driving, we asked him to translate. You shouldn't have laughed. And so Soju Sunim just laughed. You ask him to translate? Yeah, it was ludicrous. Yes, I know. But actually, he did an excellent job. See, Chung-in, he went to San Jose a year ago, and the message was that you learn English, and we're getting... so we give you Netflix, you get whatever you want to watch. I don't care, YouTube or movies, whatever. You better learn English because I wanted all of them, all of you actually, all of us to become hybrids, meaning that we are the bridge between cultures, two cultures. Okay, this is our strength. That we're able to take the best from the culture we know, where we came from, and bridge it with the culture of the Westerns. See, most of us are Asians, so the bridge, our contribution is to act as bridges between cultures, the best of both cultures. That's how we'll find a spot in this world where there's more, people are a lot more open-minded, and there's a lot more sharing of cultures, including sharing of the viruses. If you have noticed, okay, and the virus shares, flies around so quickly around the world. So therefore, we should be more cognizant of the fact that there's the cultures now clash or interact. So it's very important for us, in order for us to contribute, is part of it. Our contribution is to be a hybrid, to be able to connect different cultures together so that we can live in harmony. We can understand each other instead of rejecting each other, and criticizing each other. It's not necessary. Okay, we should embrace each other, and that's part of Mahayana culture. Okay, as you see, in the past I may have sounded like political and criticized Republicans or Democrats and so forth, and political leaders. It's only a reminder of you that the kind of attitude these people have is self-serving. Is supposed to act as bridges for the people who have a lot to offer. If you see what these beautiful cultures have to offer, what the Vietnamese cultures have to offer, what the Korean cultures have to offer, Japanese cultures have to offer, Polish cultures have to offer, you see that it's so much fun to come into contact and get together with these people. There's no need to reject them. You need to learn to embrace them all. So that's why the Sanghas, especially you, all of us, should be more open-minded, open our hearts, embrace them. Okay, that's how we enrich our lives. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to give Sangwook a chance to recalibrate. Okay, go ahead. Don't mess up anymore. Or no lunch. Continue. Yeah, go ahead. Keep on talking. We don't go back. If Sangwook screwed up, she screwed up.
Master, this is a very good opportunity for me to learn how to treat people like me, who is very arrogant, very unkind.
Like
and who
you?
complains a lot.
Wait. Like how? Like her? I mean, like complaining? Like princessy? Like demanding? Like selfish? Should I go on? I'm burning our fingers. Is that what you mean? No. Did anyone notice that? That's shocking to me. I didn't even see that. Go on. Yeah.
상욱 스님, 제가 먼저 그냥 다시 말씀을 드릴게요. 그러니까 저처럼 교만하고 뭐 컴플레인 많고 불평불만 많고 이기적인 사람이 제가 수행하고 있는 한국의 주얼 마운틴 템플에 방문객이 온다면 여러분들께서 지난 3개월 동안 저한테 보내주셨던 친절과 배려와 뭐 인내와 배려를 제가 그분들한테 행사하겠다는 그런 걸 비유로 말씀드린 것입니다. 이상입니다.
If a person who is very arrogant and selfish like me come to the Jewel Mountain, then I will show them the warmth and then patience that you showed me during last 3 months.
That's it?
그리고 마지막으로 마스터와 여러분들께 모두 감사드립니다. 안녕히 계세요.
Master and all of Sanghas. Thank you.
And you notice the changes in her? She came here 3 months ago. And my memory is not serving me well anymore, so I may remember wrong. But I remember her like whiny and crying. Yes or no? She couldn't talk for 2 minutes without crying. Am I correct? Do I remember right? Ah Hong? Ah Hong notices those things. And it's not my fault, it's his fault. Okay. I tend to forget the bad things I see. That's why my memory is very, very bad. But thanks to Ah Hong, Ah Hong, am I correct? Ah Hong, would you like to add something? You're very observant. He observes everything, by the way. Yeah, do not think that he doesn't understand. He notices everything, okay? And he writes it down. Go ahead. What did you notice about this lady is different now? He's very observant, by the way. Yeah.
No, back in the day, if Master say anything, she would cry, but now she didn't. She wasn't as crying as before.
Yeah?
She wasn't tearful as before.
Tearful or cheerful?
Tearful.
Ah, I see. Yeah, she doesn't cry anymore. I said, what happened to her? It's like it happened like last month, the last 30 days. I haven't noticed her tearing up at all. I said, what happened to you? All the Vietnamese food must be it. Because Vietnamese food is not as spicy as Korean food. So all of a sudden, the whiny voice and the crying dissipated. And look at her, the way she talked today is so calm and collected. I'm in samadhi. Okay, so I'm glad to see that. Anything else, Ahung, that you like to share with us? Your observations, your keen observations. You busybody.
She used to be really frustrated at very small thing, but she didn't anymore.
No longer frustrated, like dead. Okay, very good. Hey, spy number 1, 8.
Mô Phật Bạch Thầy, những người sắc tộc, người Việt Nam hoặc là người Đài Loan hoặc là người này người kia vậy đó, nhiều cái sắc tộc lắm. Mà theo con biết nhìn qua đó, thì con cũng đi giao, cũng là biết những người rất là ấy. Mà con thấy những người Đại Hàn đó rất là có cái hạnh từ bi, rất là từ bi, với có cái hạnh rất là cái bằng cái tiếng đó biết nói làm sao nữa, rất là có cái hạnh rất là từ bi, với có cái hạnh mà rất là không biết nói cái câu đó làm sao mà nói nữa. Rất là lễ phép, rất là từ bi, rất là đành đạm vậy đó.
Lịch sự. Lịch sự.
Giống cái cô này cổ tới đó, cổ có con người đó, nhìn thấy là rất là từ bi con người, có cái hạnh đó. Mà thấy những người Đại Hàn đó, từ mà cái cô gì mà lần đầu tiên với cô đó tên cô gì, cô Hiện An cô xuất gia cô đó đó. Từ xuống tới giờ này đó thì con thấy những người Đại Hàn rất là tu, rất là tinh tấn, không giống tụi con vậy đâu. Rất là tinh tấn, có cái hạnh rất là tốt, với có cái hạnh mà rất là tinh tấn, rất là tu hành. Mô Phật.
Master, I've been in contact with a lot of people, Vietnamese people, Taiwanese people, and a lot more people.
By the way, she's really not Vietnamese, she's Chiu Chow, okay?
One thing I noticed about the Korean people is like they are very kind and compassionate, and then they are very polite, very calm. So that's what I noticed in this lady too. She's very kind and compassionate. And then same thing with Xian An, right? Like right now she's a left home person. And I see that in the Korean people, they practice very diligent and vigorous. It's not like us, not like me at all.
Very good. Okay, time is running out, so I just want to say something that I'm very glad. I want you to understand that, especially the husband in Korea, good thing he's sleeping right now. I want the husband, the Koreans or our people back in Korea to know that we didn't do anything to this woman. We didn't push her around, we didn't beat her up, we didn't threaten her, we didn't poison her, we didn't do anything bad to her at all. It's, the funny thing, she chose to change this way. Okay, it's interesting for you to find out. It's called respect. Whoever you are, you come to our temple, you do whatever you choose to do. We don't tell you, okay? We don't force you into a mold. Hey, go forest people, you hear me clearly. We don't force newcomers into our mold, whether it's Vietnamese mold or Chiu Chow mold or Korean mold or American mold. There's no such a thing. We let people be who they are and do whatever they wish to do, okay? That's called fundamental respect. We don't force them to do it our way at all. Remember that, okay? So the spy number one comment is correct. So they are very observant, the Koreans, especially this lady here. They're very observant, and they decided to, choose to let go of some negative traits. That's all. So that's the premise of the cultivation. We know that you have innate, inherent wisdom. It's just that you forgot about it, and so once you see what is desirable, you can do it yourself. Once you understand it, once you see it. Am I making sense to you? Okay. So that's what the Buddha did, by the way, teaching by example, by doing, not by forcing people, like forcing the child to stand straight, stand stiff, and don't move, don't make noises. Let them be. Okay? You see that? It's the same spirit that we teach by example, that just like the Buddha, by behaving a certain way, and people will pick up on that. And if you don't, Ahung will remind you. He observes everyone. Okay? So this lady here decided to reform her negative traits. And how did it come about? Not because it has to be a combination of both factors. Number one, we teach by example, by being it, by behaving accordingly. And on the other hand, she has to decide to change herself. Yes? Okay. And how did she decide to change herself? By working hard. She worked hard, by the way. The last month or so, after all the princessy things and all the things, and what did we do? Never said anything. And we, in contrast, we extended. I asked you to extend your kindness to her, reminding you only have 1 month left to give her a hard time. Okay? And what did you do? You didn't give her a hard time. You chose to be kind to her. Okay? And so you take her, people talk to her, took her to places. What did you do the last month or so? What did they do to you the last month or so, princess, that you remember? Who's the culprit? Who's nice to you? She doesn't remember even. You see, that's how ungrateful this woman really is.
지난달에 어디 갔는지는 생각이 안 나고요. 제가 여기 있는 동안에 가장 좋았던 장소는 게리빌라랑 그다음에 쉑쉑버거랑 그다음에 게리센터에 갔던 것입니다.
I don't remember where I went last month, but the most good place that I went was Getty Villa and Shake Burger and the Getty Museum.
Oh, the cultivation we've been doing for 1 month, all she remembers is to go out and have fun. Okay, we edit this part out, okay? This is the wrong Dharma to share with the world. Okay, but that's unusual, isn't it? For a temple who's known, like us, who's known to be very serious. Look at One Sunim, or the young Chung-in Sunim. Look at them. They're so stern. I think they should become Weito Bodhisattva, right behind me right now. See right there. You mess up, I will cut your head off. So all she remembers is the good times. But what happens after that is that she worked very hard. She actually pushed herself and tried to keep on pushing herself. And along the way, she had an awakening. Okay, when you are vigorous, when you work hard, keep on pushing yourself like that, you will have an awakening. You will wake up to the good things. That's our little secret. You have to work hard, and that's what she did without being pushed. She pushed herself. That's what's remarkable about this lady. She decided, oh, I'm going to sit for 48 hours. And so she arranged to sit for 48 hours at Blue Mountain Temple, where they just broke in. And so she began her sit, and then she quit after 6 hours. Okay, but the point is that you keep on working hard and working hard and working hard. Okay, and that's how, when good things happen, you don't demand it. You don't say, I need to get to here, I need to get to there, I need to be this, to be that. In our environment, you work hard, you follow, you do your best to execute the Dharma doors that's available here. And that's good enough. You know why? Because a lot of you already took advantage of these Dharma doors and got very, very far. Okay, so, and even at her level, and she got good stuff out of it without being forced. And the one thing that she still doesn't seem to get yet is what? It's not due to her, any fault of hers. Okay? She doesn't seem to get my message to her that one of the things you should learn from coming here, I told it to her when she first came, when I first saw her, was what? I don't think she remembers. To learn to be nicer and kinder to who? See? To who? Buddha? To the spies? To who? Seven.
제가 처음에 와서 마스터를 만났을 때 여기 계신 모든 분들에게 친절하라고 하셨습니다.
Told me, be kind to everybody.
No. We don't need to be kind to everyone. Many of them are bad. See my point? She gets a lot of things. She's very smart, but she doesn't get this very point. This is what's so interesting about this woman. Okay?
마스터께서 마음에 들지 않고 싫어하는 사람한테 잘하라고 했던 것 같습니다.
Master told me, be kind to whom I hate.
Yes, busybody.
Master used to tell her, be kind to her husband.
What did I tell you? He's the only one who remembers. I told her at least 2 times, 3, if I remember correctly, that you have to be kinder to your husband. Okay, hey, this section here, send it back to Jewel Mountain. Just in case they miss it, you know, because we cannot trust Sangwuk's translation. Okay, so, but anyway, you see, isn't it amazing? I'm asked you, this is so interesting to me. I told her, I believe 3 times at least, okay? 3 times 3 months, that's a lot for me, actually. You ask people like Xian Jie. I told him once and he forgets, and then a year later, maybe 2, I say, what's the matter with you? Don't you listen to me at all? I told you 2 years ago. Am I right, Xian Jie? See, I'm bending over backwards for this woman here to tell her, you gotta be nicer to your husband. And what does she do? Goes one ear, goes out the other immediately. Nothing registers in between. Why is that? Isn't that interesting? Why is that? And the husband, meanwhile, says, "Oh, I'm meditating because I want to be with her the rest of my life. I promise to be kinder to her." So what does it mean? He owes her big time. That she can get to abuse him. Isn't that interesting? Does it make sense to you or not? If she doesn't owe him, she said, "Oh, you're right. You're right. This is important to me because if I'm not nice to my husband, I won't be able to get his support, his cooperation, me coming to the temple, right?" So that's what people normally react. But no, this woman said, "Nice to him? What are you talking about? Do I need to be nice to my slave?" Interesting. That's karmic retribution. See, you see, that's why you're so nice to your husband, because you owe him. Yeah. Lily, she's hiding behind that pillar. See. All right. Okay. So anyway, this is our last chance to be nice to her before she leaves. So I'm sure we'll be seeing her either here or in Korea. And they have a little bit of time left for Ray. Would you like to say something? Well, how can you beat this Dharma lesson? Huh? Karmic retribution. You see, this guy here told me that I am intrigued about how to deal with women, how to treat women. See, lesson right here. Pay them. Go ahead. 3.
Thank you, Master. So I actually stayed longer than I expected. And I wanted to first thank everyone around here to allow me to suck blood for 2 months. Thank you. So I feel I learned a lot here. First thing I learned is that I was not ready to go back to take care of my parents because I'm still afflicted by so many things in my day-to-day life.
That's very good. Excellent. How can you take care of people if you only spread the burdens, your afflictions to them? Okay, very good. Okay, you want to take care of them, you have to learn to first take care of your afflictions. Excellent.
So so I decided to spend more time here doing more cultivation to prepare myself to do my duty later when the time is right. And also I feel that I can start to see how I used to react in stressful situations, and when the stress, the compulsion arises, how I was just swept away by it, and I made a lot of bad decisions in that kind of circumstances. And I start to see that that I was doing that repeatedly, and that gives me some space to actually think about it and to try to handle these circumstances better. I started to realize that I was basically screwing myself up, and I'm start to see that, and I'm able to start to think about how to change it. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was waiting for translation.
Sorry. I will talk about something later. So, and also I had a lot of fun here. I think I have more friends here, so made more friends here at the temple, and we went out to eat together. We went to...
Is it Guru, the Republican, who refused, who's an anti-vax Republican?
She's one of them, yes.
She must be lonely to find a friend in you. That's, I'm reminding you, you are who you hang out with. She's anti-vax, she's a Republican, and she's a guru. Oh, by the way, that's a Dharma glimpse, the timestamp. If you want to help people, you have to get rid of your afflictions first, because otherwise you're simply spreading your afflictions like the COVID-19. You have COVID-19, all you're doing when you get near others is you spread it. That's it. Same with afflictions. Afflictions actually are a lot more contagious than the COVID-19, by the way. A lot more contagious. If you can't even handle your afflictions, then if you can handle your afflictions, then you can handle the COVID-19. You're much better positioned to handle COVID-19. Okay? All right, very good. So be careful who you hang out with. I don't think she's listening anymore. Yes.
Master, if I may add one thing about the handling affliction. I can clearly see that I used to spread afflictions at work. Used to spread my afflictions to my teammates at work. And this time when I was in San Jose, I actually went to see some of them. And I apologized to them for what I did, for being like toxic and negative. But something they said is very interesting. They told me that they never felt anything.
That's fascinating. And that's another Dharma glimpse, by the way. Poisonous people don't feel any toxicity when you give it to them.
Yes.
Cannot feel any poison.
So that's also one of the scary things about affliction. It passes around invisibly. People sometimes don't even feel it.
It's like a standard for that environment seems to be you got to be toxic, otherwise you can't fit in. And that's not just that. I mean, it's everywhere you go. By the way, what happened? I thought there is a San Jose had some sort of comment or question. The point here is that wherever you go, that's the kind of environment you're going to get into, because people don't know better. They're so afflicted, and they're so used to it every day. So you try to tell, for example, busybodies to stop looking at others. It's to no avail. Okay. It's been like several years. It doesn't work. Okay, the busybody is just a busybody. A toxic person is just a toxic person. They have no incentives to change, because I see only benefits in being toxic, because that's how you defend your territory at work, how you get your way. Okay, how you get ahead. Okay, by being toxic, because that's what you observe. For the people who made it professionally in a work environment are the ones who are more aggressive, more unethical, unfortunately. And it doesn't have to be that way. Okay? All right. Interesting. Good lesson. Okay. Anything else anyone would like to say anything about this young man here? Yes. In the back. Number 5.
Thầy, dạ thưa thầy, tháng vừa rồi xin thầy cho biết tháng rồi thầy có dạy chúng tôi đưa cái lưỡi lên bằng trên, cắm cái miệng lại để niệm Phật. Thì bây giờ trải qua cỡ chân 1 tháng, bây giờ nó suôn sẹo nghe, con không có niệm mà nghe cái tiếng niệm Phật ở trong lòng con. Bây giờ tại vì con không biết là ở đâu nó có cái tiếng này mà không niệm mà lại nghe tiếng A Di Đà Phật. Thì bây giờ con xin hỏi thầy, tiếng này nó ở đâu ra thầy? Xin cho thầy biết, cho con biết.
Okay.
You taught us how to recite the Buddha's name, and then you taught us to curl up our tongue when we recite. And then for the past month, I've been practicing, and then I noticed that even though I did not recite the Buddha's name out loud, but I can hear the sound in my mind. So I wonder, where is that sound come from? Please, could you please explain to me?
Let me clarify for you. When we teach people to recite the Buddha's name and curl the tongue up and touch the front teeth, behind the front teeth, it's for during silent recitation only, not when you recite loudly. If you do it like that, then it's the wrong way. Okay, so that's a clarification for all of you out there who might be unclear about this situation, this Dharma door. Briefly, it's what is called is a state where it's not uncommon for many people who recite the Buddha's name to hear the Buddha's name reciting, running in their heads naturally. Okay, it's like a recording. It keeps on running and running and running and running without making an effort. You sit there and say, "Oh, Emitofuo," you hear in your mind, and you hear the sound in your mind. Your mind actually is reciting it by itself. It's a natural state, okay, and it's a good state, okay, but it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it, okay, and I could explain more to you, but it's not necessary, because the more you know, the more attached you become. You just need to know that it's a state that goes away and it will come back, and goes away, it will come back. It's a natural thing that happens. Don't be attached, but it's a very good state. Okay, it turns out for most of you who do recitation such as great compassion and repentance, such as reciting Buddha's name, reciting mantras and so forth, it's not uncommon for you to find them running, that those recitation happen by themselves. Okay, it's a natural state. It's a very good state. So it's a good thing. Okay, don't worry. It's a very good thing, and it's a good thing. But don't be attached. If it happens, let it happen. Don't say why. What happened? No, don't try to understand. Let it happen, and eventually it will has its own course. Okay, run its course. Okay, don't be too excited. Okay, even though it's a very good state. All right. All right. Go Forest has a question. No more? I think they're fumbling with the question back there. Sometimes I see a question from Go Forest, sometimes there's no, and then it comes and off and on. Okay? In that case, yes?
Sorry, Master. I click on the video. I want to say something about the Go Forest, the gate with the rays.
Yes, experience with Ray.
Yeah.
Yes. I heard that you tried to brainwash him, indoctrinate him.
No, I'm not talking about that. I just want him to remember the combination for the gate when he walked in the clock. I don't know, Ray, remember that or not? But somehow he have the magic hand, the combination changing. So after he touched it, we have to cut the clock, change the other one.
Oh.
Remember, Ray? I'm just kidding.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's the analog, it's not the digital.
I see. Okay. Okay, time is up. Thank you, everyone. Remember, just Ray's last comment is very interesting, that he said that his workplace is so toxic that people behave in a toxic fashion. It's like commonplace. It's the way of life. It's not a big deal. And that's why you see a lot of people don't realize how toxic they really are. In particular, a lot of you are manic by nature. Okay, meaning that you will shoot yourself in the foot. You will pick fights with others and shoot yourself in the foot and always blame someone else for your problems. Okay, and that's the way it is. And that's why unless you cultivate, you will not be able to deal with that. You eventually will shoot yourself in the foot. Okay, you cannot miss your foot all the time. Eventually you shoot yourself in the foot. That's just life. Tough luck. Okay, you hurt yourself, it's your problem. But look at how you should be aware how lucky you are. You're in this environment where you actually see people like you, who you just as manic as you, who are able to rise above it through cultivation, through working hard. In particular, both of these people are manic, by the way. Am I right? Am I incorrect in saying you're manic? Actually, they're both very manic. Okay? And it's only through cultivation that you'll be able to overcome it. Otherwise, the rest of your life, you'll be a victim to these manic ghosts that pull your strings whenever they feel like. Tough luck. It's your life, your problem. You deal with it. Okay? You want to deal with it? It's your problem, it's your life. Okay? And that's what called respect as well. Because these people, for example, he says at work, if they say even the behavior didn't bother them at all, it's a polite reply. But some of them it's true. Because that's the standard of measurement, standard of behavior is that you have to behave like an ass in order to be respected. Am I correct? You fought too. You, software engineer, you used to do that too, right? At work, you have to prove yourself you're worthy. Especially, she used to be a girl, the only girl in a men's office, right?
Yeah, I guess.
You guess? I guess. I forgot. Okay, thank you, everyone. Time is up. So thank you. We are happy that these two chose to spend time with us. But time is up. So good luck to both of you. We hope to see you soon. Okay? Again soon. Okay. Thank you.